Well, here's a question I had for you now. This band with this is sort of back to the Berkeley days. This band with Kevin. I know you said they were like a formative band when you were younger, and he was your roommate. But then came these records you put out on GRP, Opening Night, Sundance, and Shadow Prophet. Now, Opening Night and Shadow Prophet are blazing, but Sundance is extra aggressive. That's like, pow!
Sundance, out of those three, Sundance was no rehearsal, just see it at the studio. Because it was really the old Tommy Campbell, I'm the same members, CC Tommy Campbell band.
It was that band.
It was our band, you know. So we just came in and Kevin wrote some. Of course, Kevin wrote something. You know, it may be one song we had to learn.
Okay.
I'm thinking all the two. No, man. I think we had every song on that.
That's what you guys were doing at the time.
Yeah, every song. We played at the Cruise Pub in Boston,
So the question is then, because that's very aggressive music. I mean, it's very it's very Mahavishnu, lots of meters happening. It's intense. So tell me this: there had to have been a period where you had to rehearse that. Not for the sessions, maybe, but how did you learn that? Was it like how did you learn those songs? Essentially, that's the question I have for you.
Yeah.
Especially on Sundance.
Yeah. There were some charts, maybe a bass chart, you know, that I would peek off of. I definitely memorized them, you know, part by part, you know.
So you're telling me basically it was...
I would stumble through them, I think, you know, to learn it, you know.
Oh, okay.
But we did have some charts for the keyboard player and maybe and for himself too, probably, because some of that stuff is hard.
Really hard, yeah.
Yeah. So he has charts. He definitely didn't have it before I.
Yeah.
He might have had a drum chart or two. I really doubt it. I'm really being kind.
Okay.
Kevin's way, at least for me, he would show me, you know, we'd be together, he'd play it for me right there, you know.
And go, okay, this is it.
Of course, he might have a cassette or something.
Right.
Yeah, but he'd play it for me. And the thing that kind of would drive me crazy, one thing is that Kevin would, when he would show me parts, and it might be an 11 or 9 or something, or a part, you know, 5/8 part or a 3/16 part or something.
Right.
Part. And I said, Kevin, man, can you please count? Can you count that, please, and play? You know, where's one?
Where's one? Please, where's one?
Yeah, you know, I mean, whatever, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, where's one? and the thing about him, he'd go, okay, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5, it would just be, and that's what I needed. But, you know, was
that's the part that you need.
7 notes to where I really am concerned about.
Yeah.
So that would drive me crazy. So many times, I would have a different one than him.
Even though it was working out.
Yeah.
You're just thinking of it differently. Ah, that's interesting. But it worked out, so whatever.
On some parts, you know, for the most part, you know, I learned it, you know.
Yeah, you'd lock in with them, yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest, you know, over and over, the line over and over, you know.
It gets you, yeah.
Stand on a little bit, you know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you guys just worked it out and like by ear and felt it.
Yeah, Kevin either wrote this more simple stuff out. I mean, he probably, you know, little jam songs he probably didn't have to write out. He got together with the bass player, showed to him, and then we would jam to a lot of songs that we knew, that we loved. Yeah, that's also true. We just said, Kevin would have an idea, and we might have a jam session. Or Kevin would get with the bass player first, and they play. Kevin loves to do that duo stuff, where he played with the bass player a lot. And, and just show the bass player the lines, and they would jam for a while, and then Kevin would think of another line and get to the bass player. That happened a lot.
Remarkable.
And then when he felt like he... And then we have a jam, and, we played maybe some listening songs, and then Kevin would afterwards he'd pull out this line that he'd been working on, and the bass player, either show it to the bass player or he's been working it with the bass player.
Right.
And then I would jump in going, where's one? And Kevin would go, and he would say, yeah. So, and with such conviction that you knew, okay, I hear the pulse, yes.
But what number is that? How many beats are in the bar?
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the times when, the more intricate.
Yes, because some of those parts they're pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Even if it was written out, it would still be pretty tricky. Let alone to hear it, right?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And then he wants you to play something on that,
Yeah, like actually
orchestrate all kinds of stuff. For at least a year, me and Kevin, we used to sit up and listen to Oscar Peterson Tracks, the name of the CD.
Okay.
His album. And we must listen to that for every night for a year, along with other stuff.
Yeah.
And later, when I got to play with Dizzy, Oscar Peterson told me himself at just sitting, having a meal somewhere in Italy, he said to me, that CD, Tracks, that album, Tracks, is my favorite record. So coming from him and the records he's done, I was like, whoa, check.
Yeah.
He's playing solo piano on like a Bolsonaro. And it's killing. You ever hear it?
I have not. I'm gonna check that out.
Solo, I use it for play along, man.
Play
some of that, man.
Okay,
not to mention.
Everybody pay attention to that one.
Yeah. Not to mention, Oscar. He set the bar. He's one of the pianists. He set the bar at improvising, but still having the melody, the real melody note
in it. Yeah.
So. When you learn a standard that from Oscar, the version that Oscar plays, the standard, you will learn the melody. There'll be some other stuff in there runs through it, harmonic changes, but you'll always hear the melody. You'll always know.
No matter what.
Same form. You didn't add a bar, take a beat out, no, right there. From my listening to Oscar, that is one of his specialties.
Oh, amazing.
He doesn't have to go away and do something different. He can be within the song. He's really good at that. As opposed to Miles Davis classic, go ahead and learn Bye Bye Blackbird from Miles Davis.
Right.
Hey, I know Bye Bye Blackbird now, because I can play the way Miles plays it.
Right. Except.
And then you ask the singer to come in. Hey, come on in, singer. I will play Bye Bye Blackbird together.
Right. It's all over.
So
Strange.
So yeah. So
that's amazing. So what I'm going to do now? Thanks for that. That's something we can all take a look at. That's great. Oscar Peterson Tracks. We're going to check that out. So I want to go through a few recordings and a few videos with you that I think you're going to find interesting. So the first one is this one. my goodness, Zildjian Day.
Oh, boy.
So you got to tell me what that was one of my favorite VHS tapes I had. I must have played, especially your part, Steve Gadd, and Vinny. I wore those sections of the tape out. Those three, man. What was that day like? I mean, just to be around all those heavy drummers, like, phenomenal.
Yeah, overwhelmed. I just remember just trying to really just stay cool, Tommy. First of all, I saw Vinny Colaiuta at on his first Zildjian Day.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, his Zildjian Day was before that one.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was Zildjian Day in Boston, where Zildjian was right there. I believe that was the first one, the first Zildjian Day was in Boston.
Oh, I saw that one too, yeah. He was playing like a red kit, right? Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
I was with him backstage, man. He was so nervous.
Wow.
He was nervous. I was just, you know how you are when you see one of your heroes.
Yeah.
They look like you. You go, man, you look like me.
Right.
He was so nervous, man. Of course, I saw him later at another Zildjian Day. He was like, just eating a hot dog. Oh, come on, guys. Play your stuff so I can get out of here. He was very comfortable. That 6/8 stuff, which, man, I guess since I don't have anything I can play that on, but if I play Zildjian Day on YouTube, I'm gonna try that because the sound is much better when you're playback.
Oh yeah, I got it hooked up. But I don't know. I think it might be you know what? It might be remastered. Someone might have remastered it. And
remastered something. You sound like you have your own personal EQ.
Well, it is a little cleaner, and I'll make it cleaner still on the mix, but it's pretty much like that. Yeah.
Man, I never heard my mounted bass drum sound like that.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Whoa, that's almost like Billy Cobham's Shabazz.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorites. Boy, that's a hidden gem as far as
that's serious.
Carlos and Alex Blake,
Yeah.
Man.
So did you like plan that solo, or was it just just jumped on?
My boys, Kevin Eubanks was out there who really influenced me. I have Keith Copeland, who taught me the 6/8 Afro-Cuban. And playing 6/8 fusion with Kevin, being inspired by all the great 6/8 players.
Right.
Lenny White,
Lenny White. Oh, no mystery.
Yeah.
On that record, yeah, man.
He's like Philly Joe in 6/8,
Yeah.
Like wow, So I didn't really, I know I was going to do this. I did, maybe the 6/8 for sure, some funk for sure. Try to be simple. Try to be musical. Show them your chops. Make sure you play the heel toe on the hi-hat technique because this is Zildjian. On that day, I came with my Anvil briefcase. Back then I can't believe that cats had Anvil briefcases, but you could check it on the plane.
I had one.
But rather than carry it, so I guess.
Yeah.
So, and of course we like to put stickers on it. So I had, DW, Zildjian, Pasty. I had even a little Pasty. They were all little ones.
Uh-oh, I can see this coming.
I tell you.
Oh.
Lenny DiMuzio and Armin Zildjian, who I love, and they really took me, man. They really took me and gave me a chance, and they treated me as a family, like real family, one time later, during my struggles in New York City, they paid my rent a couple of months.
Oh, wow.
Just to give you an example.
Wow.
So, so I'm walking in, it's Ocean Day, New York, you know, and we're walking in a hotel, and I got my roadie from Philly, and I got my briefcase and had that little pasty sticker on it. Man, Lenny DiMuzio attacked that briefcase like,
what's that?
Oh, get that thing off it. Whoa. You know, I'm dumb.
You're just a kid. You're just like, whatever, it's a sticker.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
But they were all there, like all these great drummers watching you. You must have.
While I was playing, every direction I looked, there was a great
somebody.
Drummer. I'm telling you, right behind me was Omar Hakim. Right to Billy Cobham, you know, Alex Acuna. So anytime I went into something that I thought I was trying to get a focus on what I was doing, I would look at somebody and they would throw me off, you know. Nobody's by them. It's not like I'm just looking at an old lady walking down the street.
Yeah.
You know, that's Billy Cobham. You know, that's Robbie Gonzalez. You know, that's you know, just cats. You know, that's Jeff Tate. That's, you know.
Yeah. Brutal. Well, hey, you were supposed to be there. That's all.
So, you know, somehow I managed to, you know, to do what I thought I was doing, what I thought I could do. A lot of nervous energy. If it wasn't for the rules of musicality, you know, but still you're young.
Yeah.
Ask me to play slow, something nice and slow, and graceful, and with some air in it. Ask me to do that now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You go for that.
Boom.
It's exciting, though. It's exciting. It's definitely caught my eye, you know.
Now I love cymbal scraping and playing with just the
air.
Yeah, you know, when I see, you know, all the older drummers playing cymbal solos, you know, Sally Bell, you know, but man, what an art just playing the cymbal.
Yeah.
And something that Lenny White just told me, just reminded me just recently. I would see him not even a year ago, play his 70th birthday gig a week at a club, a new club in Brooklyn called Made in New York, which is really nice. And so he had 3 different bands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was nice, man. You know, Alex Blake played one. Alex and George Campbell. Another was Richie Goods.
Oh, okay.
And Tom guitars. Anyway, 3 different bands. Man, Lenny White, you know that fusion beat that he plays on Romantic Warrior, you know?
Yeah.
With Aubrey, you know, right? That fast, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Fast one.
He can play that now at a whisper. And it doesn't, and on the jazz kit.
Wow.
But it doesn't sound like jazz, it sounds like fusion. As opposed, it's thick, and he can play that at a whisper now, like really at a whisper, full sounding.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
He's a master at that, though.
Oh man.
Yeah. Because even back then, you see like tapes of him doing that, and it's still control, right? It's still popping.
Yeah. Oh man.
Still popping. With that grin on his face.
Yeah, man.
So I want to play this one for you too. Oh man.
And I used to love playing duos with Dizzy. First of all, I gotta mention that rhythm is called the wood stroke.
Okay.
And
That's from Kenwood Denard, right?
when Kenwood played with Dizzy, he taught that to Dizzy. He taught the wood stroke to Dizzy. And Dizzy, if you played in Dizzy's band, you learned what he called Dizzy's claps. And he'd teach you the bossa nova. But in this case, that's the wood stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But I'm using a technique called Dizzy's claps that Dizzy showed all his band members. But he taught us the bossa nova. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Which he taught us 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1. And
okay.
And it's to get the sound, you're not really slapping, you're going for the pocket.
You're getting the air to happen. Like that, right?
You slap, your hands get numb, and you don't want to do it.
Right.
So Dizzy taught me the bossa nova.
Oh.
He really, and all the banders cats played with him, who know bossa nova, Claudio Rodici, and all the great, Brazilian musicians. They loved Dizzy, and Dizzy loved playing in Brazil. I mean, it's my first tour.
That's right. So, because he's such an intense musician, he didn't make you feel intimidated being, like, he obviously is a really good conga player, for instance. He would just treat you in a warm way and teach you things like that. Because that's what I sensed from that clip,
Amazing, yes.
Yeah.
You would definitely hear that he had different sounds.
Yeah.
Different articulations. And he loved going back from triplets, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 4. He was really tuned into that,
Yeah.
Us drummers, we take that for granted, and you gotta know,
Right.
But with this, you can really hear the depth of that concept.
Exactly. Like, he's deep. Like, I recommend people check that clip out. And if I were you, I would transcribe Dizzy's solo.
Absolutely.
Transcribe Dizzy's solo. I don't want to have to do that for you, but I might.
and you know how you have certain embellishments and flutters of different ideas that you go through. That's
right.
Like, he would do that on the congas, and with the palms and the fingers and the claps and and he would play with the time, go for the bar line kind of stuff, of course, but the group maybe laying back, maybe laying back on something, pushing something, do that. But what he also loved to do, especially with the band playing, he loved to mess with us.
Uh-oh.
Oh, definitely. Especially when playing like trippers. And he would purposely, just to see what he would do. Just to see what he would do.
Oh no! You're like, what do we do? We follow him? What do we do?
He could do it. I exaggerated a little bit.
Yeah.
Subtly. Just to go, hey man! Yeah.
Has to keep it exciting.
Part of the entertainment, I mean, that's how far the entertainment goes. It goes from the musicians.
Right.
Yeah, man. You think the audience is laughing? They're like, wow, Dizzy, come on, man. to themselves. Oh, definitely.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Amazing. Now check out this little ditty. That's a tempo.
Yeah, that's the tempo, man.
That's the tempo.
I remember, first and foremost, side one in music. I was playing to a type sequencer, like a type, tick-a-dong-dong, 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 something like that.
Oh, okay.
Dong-dong-dong-dong, dong-dong-dong-dong, something like that.
But not on the one. It was like syncopated.
No, it was one-on-one. It was a one thing.
Oh, okay. But still, at that tempo.
Yeah.
All right.
And at that tempo, I gotta say, I don't know how to describe it exactly, but every time I thought I had a little shading of, of rest.
Right.
That sequencer let me know, no, you don't, bro.
There's no time.
Well, really. That.
Yeah, you feel like, oh, I made it.
Yeah.
Right.
But even that little break there, I remember listening to the sequencer, and it was hustling along like, oh,
come on.
And I wasn't playing, you know what I mean? That's definitely one inside thought that I'm sharing for sure. A lot of people don't know that his girlfriend at the time was Katia LeBeck, and she was part of a sisters duo, classical piano duo called the LeBeck Sisters, very famous, internationally famous, and especially in France where they're from. So Katia was a high-level classical pianist, but the girlfriend of John McLaughlin. So what's love got to do with it? Well, I'll tell you.
Tell you what.
So every note she played on that synclavier, which is a new, he wrote every note that she played, from comping to every note.
Oh, so she's not improvising.
No, she's a classical pianist. John wrote out all those solos.
Wow.
So for 2 years, when we played that song, we heard that solo.
Oh, that's fascinating. I thought she was a great player, but obviously she is. But on top of that, she wasn't improvising. That's interesting.
So you can look at it like this. On top of that, she learned all those solos and learned them without, by heart.
Crazy.
John had it written out. She went over and practiced it right up to the first rehearsal, and she was playing it by heart.
Wow.
So one time we did, during my 3 years with him, basically, give or take, those songs we heard that solo. And also, on most of the concerts, the first song, well, for the tour of that record, the first song of the concert was that song.
That's the first song.
If you didn't warm up, you were.
Ouch. Ouch.
One time, being in the stardom of it all, I didn't warm up one night. One year we did 42 one-nighters across the country. From New York to California, 42 one-nighters.
Wow.
And at the end of the last concert, that night, directly after the gig, I flew back to New York to arrive in the morning to record Kevin Eubanks' first CD.
Oh, okay.
Which had Ronnie Barrage, Roy Haynes, and myself. Those
wow.
David Eubanks, Robin Eubanks, Smitty Smith. No, not Smitty Smith. I mean Ralph Moore. This is somebody. But Ronnie had a kind of a Jackie Jeanette type of thing happening. Ronnie Barrage.
Yeah.
He was chilling, and I just made one song. The fast samba. More or less like this, man.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't quite as fast as the John McLaughlin, but definitely up there.
Yeah.
I was playing ahead on it, so I played that, and my roadie in Boston brought my Dretsch drums, to New York, and that was exciting, man, with all that SIR.
Wow.
And Ronnie recorded his 4 songs, I recorded 1 song, and then me and Ronnie Barrage both watched Roy Haynes play a couple of songs. One was Evidence.
Oh.
Man.
Cold-hearted.
I was so scared after seeing him record that, I didn't play Evidence for a good 10 years. I stayed away from it. Me and Ronnie Barrage just jaws on the ground. Everybody, but
destroyed everyone.
Haynes came in with the grandfather wisdom and just killed Evidence with all that space, all that.
Yeah. He played it with Monk, I'm sure, so.
Yes.
So that's what that is.
Believe that, oh my gosh. And so that was an experience in itself. But so I was living in France, during that time, and we did 2 CDs. I think there's a third semi-bootleg CD out, I forgot. Did a lot of touring with him, and one time we were playing in Monte Carlo, I believe. No, not Monte Carlo. Just outside Paris, maybe an hour or 2. A real ritzy area. That's where Katia's hometown.
Okay.
So we stayed in Katia's hometown during that time, and Katia asked John, please, can I just solo on the song, not play the written solo? Can I improvise like you guys?
Uh-oh.
My hometown, she was just this one shot. Okay, all right. Woo, that was a weirdest solo. but to see the happiness on her face, was thrilling. I mean, to play in your hometown, as a class, she's already got the classical fame, so she wanted to improvise. I thought that was so cool.
That's great.
Yeah. Meanwhile, just like, can you imagine being an incredible classical pianist?
Yeah.
And,
I mean, she's got, wicked technique.
You want to solo in somebody's garage before you solo John McLaughlin.
Yeah, she just wanted to solo so badly.
Anyway, so that was fun.
You had mentioned also at the top of that tune, he has you play that big fill right off the top. Like you play an intro, and then you got to play a really, really big fill coming into it at the right before the band comes in.
Yeah, Bella Horizonte.
Yeah.
That was interesting because, first of all, remember I'm playing Dizzy Gillespie cymbals. That's a different song.
That's the thing, right? And
I'll give you a little studio, what have you. John knows I'm a Mob Vishnu fan, first and foremost.
Yeah.
I'm also with Gillespie's drummer. I'm playing with him that night.
Yeah.
And he knows that these are Dizzy's cymbals, that I'm playing.
Yeah.
So he said to the band, let's try a swing section for one of their songs. Let's give that a shot. We got Jean-Paul Soleil, great French bassist.
Yeah.
And Marc Couturier, incredible jazz pianist in France. And so we tried it, and John's he's swinging, but the notes, the note choice was didn't
swing like that. Yeah.
A bluesy type of thing, but this is just my take on it. In his vocabulary was so much Indian music, and those intervals, and so he was trying to make some of that work also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, so just, but he was the first one to say, no, that. And so observing that whole process, I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah. That he was willing to go there, but that he had the state of mind where he's like, no, this isn't going to work. He was honest with himself.
Exactly.
That's fascinating from someone like him.
That's right. Exactly.
Instead of being arrogant about it, like many would be. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So that intro of Bella Horizonte is kind of like an 8-bar intro, and he typically told me he wants me to do a more or less a big fill into the top.
Yeah.
Top of the intro, actually.
Right.
The intro. And at that tempo, I'm wondering what the hell I could do, man. 16 notes, that's not working. That's going to be too slow for what I think he wants.
Yeah.
Or too fast in the 30-second notes. Anyway, and don't dare try a three-stroke roll. Right, left, right, left.
Right. No.
I'll do a Max Roach on,
Right.
But luckily, thanks to Curtis Warner really teaching me what he learned from Alan, these triplets around the drums, single stroke, 3 per drum. And I just luckily heard in triplets. Usually I'm thinking,
Right. Yeah.
But so that was one of the first times I actually heard it as a triplet, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Drum is alternating. With right going left, with right going left, with left, right, left.
It's almost like a nested triplet.
Yes. You know, that might sound simple, or yeah, we get it. When you first come across, when you first realize that that you can do that, it's a little bit of an adjustment along with the excitement, and last but not least, your savior
got through it. Yeah.
You can pull it off. Wow, this would be great.
Yeah, I can pull it off.
Right at that time, that was the time that I realized that I could play that in triplet form, you know.
Yeah, and it sounds good and thick.
And thick, yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been more of a drum feature. But they would have did a little something different with the sound, you know. But, yeah, like the second record we did, Music Spoken Here.
Right.
And my sound was more traditional, you know, fusion.
A little fatter.
In the mix, yeah.
Okay, so let me play this track. This is some of my favorite Tommy Campbell playing right here. Everybody, fasten your seatbelt. Okay.
Okay, Aubrey.
That takes me out every time. So I'm going to check you on this piece as well. This is still part of the Sting, which is the first song from Kevin's record called Sundance. Here we go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Rumble.
Yeah, we got that out of the way. I mean, I still work on the same type of playing, of course. I still feel I can do most of that, not with the same power or whatnot. But of course, you know, you evolve.
Yeah.
Whether you have the chops or not.
Right.
As long as you still have the thinking and a little luck.
Like you might not choose to do that now.
Well, for obvious and.
No, don't say that. Just say, no, I don't choose to.
Honestly, if somebody asked me, man, why do I put myself in a spot like that? But it just, somebody asked me to play an ending like that, you know, for whatever reason. I don't know, just for, I don't know. You know, right away, I feel like I could fake it, let's say. I wouldn't be trying to fake it. I would know that I can't do the roster. Something's going to be missing. But I believe there's something, if I'm lucky, something would be added to take the place of what's being missing.
Exactly.
Maybe that's the way things go naturally.
Yeah.
It's just a bad time to talk about jobs for me, or endurance, let's say, even more. But that's an endurance thing.
Well, this is why I wanted to talk about it, because something that, which, even though we have one more piece I want to check out, I think this is a good time to talk about this. But I think it was 2 years ago, Tommy was attacked. It was 3 years ago now. 3 years ago was attacked. Well, you explain what happened.
Well, at the time I was living in an incredible basement apartment in Chinatown.
Okay.
And it was great in so many ways. Next to the Manhattan Bridge, literally a stone's throw from the Manhattan Bridge. And, it's just a great Manhattan location.
Yeah.
Boy, do I miss that. It was big and the rent was good, and I had a really good friend who was renting it to me, totally under the table, for a great price, under the table, all trust in order. It was a win-win, because, as it turned out 2 years later, the owner of the building found out that it was being rented, that the basement was being rented.
Oh.
So we both had to get out. The manager of the building, who was renting it to me, and myself. Now, April, 3 years ago, I was at that apartment and just went to make a routine run to the store. Just that simple. 12:30 at night. Didn't even. I used to put my belt on and put my sticks in my stick pocket,
On your pants.
On the routine, yeah. And that particular time, I didn't get my sticks. Come to find out, I could really use them to poke somebody's eye out. But so I made a routine run the store. These two street guys, two black guys, just they sized me up, saw me going to 7-Eleven, saw me come out, sized me up, and they hit me with a 1-2. One and then two.
Yeah.
Hit me in the head with this crate, but they were throwing stuff.
With a crate.
Yeah, but I was right outside of 7-Eleven, and there's delivery crates. Some are metal, some are plastic.
Yeah.
They were stacked in front of 7-Eleven. We're coming out of the door. Eventually, I got hit in the head, and I fell on my both knees hit the ground. I fell on both kneecaps at the same time, and my knee got shot to the thighs.
Oh, so painful. Oh,
yeah.
God. Oh.
So, of course, with no insurance, and even more so, not even wanting to go to a hospital to begin with.
Yeah.
Trying to readjust my knees on the street, trying to get back in place.
Brutal.
Yeah, that didn't happen. The ambulance came. I stayed in the hospital for about 9 days. I was loaded up on, I guess, morphine, codeine, one of those Oxycontins.
Yeah.
After 3 days, I realized that I was hooked. I did surgery, came right away, and then the recoup. And I knew what it felt like to be hooked on Oxycontins.
Yeah. That can happen.
Yeah. But luckily, you're in the hospital, so
they wean you off, right?
Yeah, they weaned me off all right. They sent me home.
Oh man, like that.
Somebody off. Yeah, they sent me home with some Tylenol.
What?
Yeah, 3 different kinds. Blah blah blah. They sent me home with about $900 worth of supplies and
right. Oh man.
Laxatives for my digestive system.
Yeah, from the operation.
Yup. I was it wasn't a good experience.
No,
it really wasn't.
horrendous.
Starting with the surgeons, they must have did a good job, but the hospital care was.
Right.
It was, but it wasn't. There was definitely some holes in it, and all you need is one hole. In a dark hospital.
Yeah. Especially when you're like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're playing a drum solo in a stadium, and the sound man accidentally pulls the fader down of the bass drum.
Or something, right? This is another story.
So, and then I found on day 5, I found pieces of metal in my egg. A couple of pieces of metal in my egg.
Oh, man.
So, of course, one of the many people that came to visit me, it was crazy. I even had a jam session in my room. Mausha and Freddie Bryant.
Oh, wow.
Came over to visit, brought their instruments. Mausha sang. My hospital roommate, the roommate was like, whoa, what? He pulled the curtain back. What's going on?
Oh, Freddie.
I think they're playing, and I'm going, yeah, man. So, that a lot of beautiful people came to.
Yeah.
John Lee, the bassist with Dizzy Gillespie and the leader of the Dizzy Gillespie band.
Tribute, yeah.
He took full reins of the whole thing. He said, Tommy, I can do this. I got you.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Any phone calls, anything, directed to me.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And, I'm going to show you what to do, where to go. He really just took it.
That's great.
So, yeah. And through that, the Jazz Foundation of America, Melanie Masper, and
Yeah, I know her, yeah.
they reached out, and I was so bummed and depressed and mad that this happened. I kind of was blowing them to the side until Melanie kept pressing the fact that, look, this is not a scam. We are trying to do hello.
Yeah.
With the help of her the foundation, they got, they funded a lot of.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And they pointed me in the right direction, took care of me. They put me on a credit plan with a restaurant so I could get food delivered. A couple of different restaurants like Susie Q's in West Orange, New Jersey, who I'm playing with and play there. They sent mountains of ribs and
beautiful. Yeah.
And macaroni and cheese.
Oh, that's great.
I was eating pretty good, but I was so, overwhelmed by this stuff. My legs were in shin splints the whole time, basically. Not shin splints, leg splints, right? And so my legs had to be straight for, 2 months.
Oh.
It was
Brutal.
Here's the thing, one thing, as they weaned me off of the oxycodone.
Oh, that pain, boy.
Yeah, the pain. Guess what? So I talked to so many people call me while I was in bed that whole summer. I was in bed. So many people. Ron Carter, Steve Duray, Alex Foster, the Mingus Big Band. Of course, Charles Mingus III, Billy Cobham, Jeff Kane Watts. People came over to play. Zach Alford. They came and played while I laid in the bed.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Kane came over. Donald Edwards. It was unbelievable. Essie and Sylvia Cuenca. So many people came over. Sandy Debiano, Mark Elias, Ray Anderson. It was a big help. And so came over. Because he's been through some medical things too. And so, boy, man. And then, last but not least, John Lee, longtime friend, we're from the Dizzy Gillespie camp, you know? Mm-hmm. Friends for life. Little did I know how good a friend he was and is. He said, Tommy, let me start a GoFundMe. GoFundMe was new then.
I actually sent you some money through that.
Oh, thank you, Aubrey.
Yeah, I did.
Let me get to that. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just felt bad I couldn't be there for you, like in person.
Oh, you were there, bro. Let me tell you, because that got me through that, paid all the bills from beginning to right through physical therapy.
Oh, beautiful.
And I was able to have the funds to do all of the things that needed to be done.
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah, that was the GoFundMe.
Yeah, well, so many people reached out. I thought I had some friends around. Man.
Yeah.
John Lee started it. John Lee and Frank Moulton. Thank you. Frank Moulton.
So Frank Moulton and John Lee started your...
John Lee and Frank. They started a GoFundMe. I told John, I said, John, he said, let me do this for you. He said, man, I said, man, don't put my business out in the street, so to speak. I don't want all people to know.
You're resistant.
Yeah. And he said, okay. And then he did it anyway.
I'm so glad he did.
He did. And so him and Frank Moulton, they started to GoFundMe. And man, you know, I forgot I've been all over the world, man, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And I was overwhelmed.
Oh, man, that's great.
In tears. My computer, I had to get a darn teardrop cover for my keyboard. Really, I was heavily touched.
Oh, yeah.
Touched. And humble from that day on, like, oh my God, just humble as a puppy. Before that, I was mad. Like, ah!
Yeah.
Because 2 weeks before that attack, a month before that attack, I was playing with the Mingus Big Band, and I occasionally pull out my fortress stroke,
which we'll talk about later. Yep.
Yeah. And that night, the Fallon crew, entourage, was there at the Jazz Standard, the Hears, and they asked me to bring the barnyard on the show and play a 1 minute drum solo.
Oh man!
They wanted a 1 minute farm solo, but they said just bring the pigs. Don't worry about the drums. Hey.
Oh no!
Because a bunch of pigs, my friend. So I told them I'll put the pigs on the drums, and I'll make sure I get a good 10 seconds of drumming in. Like, I'm a drummer, hello. And
we'll definitely bring that up later, because that's a whole other zone with the orchestra. But what happened after that?
So I did the show, and my phone now is ringing off the hook after
Yeah. Jeez.
You know, my iPhone is ringing off the hook. You know. Now I got all these gigs that are being lined up, crazy, you know.
Oh, amazing.
You know, and it was great. And 2 weeks later, I'm making that routine run to the store, and I get mugged, beat up.
Oh, man,
So,
that would have been a whole other turn for you.
Absolutely, major.
Oh, man.
So, but you know, you talking about everything happens for a reason. You know, when people say that to you, depending on what that thing is, you can about say, "Oh, really?" Or you go, "Yeah, I don't get it."
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't get it. I don't get the connection.
Don't understand. Yeah.
And I am absolutely doing better than I would have been doing without this attack.
Really?
Especially with the pandemic, but yes. Thanks to you and John Lee and the many people who I just thought I knew. in France and Japan, you know, all over the world, really, Australia.
Yeah.
Donated money, or just called me, you know, or emailed me, texted me, you know. So I was humbled beyond belief.
Wow. Amazing.
Humbled beyond belief. And so I'm a very loving person these days.
And we're so glad, all of us, that you're back.
Yeah.
And you're hitting, you're playing, and you know, you still sound great, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm you know, we're playing a lot of music from my fusion days, if you want to call it that. That also evolves into something, you know.
Right.
But I enjoy the finer things in life at my age these days, which is softer music. I love playing soft, where everybody can hear. We could talk like this and still be hearing music clearly, you know.
Yeah.
So I played in the pretty big venues, like, you know, 100,000 seaters, you know. With Dizzy and the Manhattan Transfer, who I want to mention. They were so nice to me. They also showed up, gave money. They came to visit me also.
Oh, beautiful.
But yeah, playing soft is such a wonderful thing, as you know, because I've seen some of your videos and your work. And man, it's nothing like it, right? Then when you play hard, it's really like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't know this when we were just learning, but we learned it from the musicians that did know it. You know, we just didn't really do it, you know.
Right.
But playing soft, especially with my tinnitus that I have, really works out well. Yeah. And even practicing, I find, man, try this at home, boys and girls. Take something that's equivalent to a transistor radio, which would be your iPhone. Turn a song on and play to it. Or more directly, practice one of your routines that you normally do at a louder tempo. Music. But it's something that's somewhat technical.
Yeah. And can you hear it still? Interesting.
Yeah. And play very soft. Be able to hear the music. Got to hear that bass line or bass, you know, in your iPhone.
Right.
And do that for like 30 minutes. Soft. And if you think you can play softer, do it. Play even softer, so you can hear the music from your iPhone even more. You know.
Right.
It does wonders for your control and your touch.
Right.
Yeah. Makes everything really feel really comfortable. You can feel that velvety.
Yeah.
Very tender.
Great advice. We're going to talk about that one as well. That's great advice. But all that talk of soft, I know I don't mean to jar you, but I got to play this one last thing for you. Here we go. I got to play this one last thing. Okay, check it out. Speaking of not playing soft.
that was the essence. That was a lot of Kevin Eubanks. You know, what we played a lot together. The influence of Miles Vishnu and groups like Grand Central Station or Full the Gang or of course James Brown.
Yeah.
And rock too. You know. So, you know, a couple of things in that. One, there is a bitch of a mistake, you know. But I learned from it, and get out of it, you know, keep going.
As far as the drumming.
Yeah. In that little spot right there.
Yeah. What were you really going for inside the drumming? Some of those.
Harvey Mason influence for sure. Lenny White, Philly Tommy, absolutely, of course. Harvey Mason, Tony Williams, of course. Things that I played, some things that Tony played a lot, but I heard it at a faster tempo for some reason. Like, you know, you cop a Tony Williams lick, and you're just working on that lick by itself. Mm-hmm. And you know, you're building endurance. You're also building the range of dynamics as a fusion player, but also you are experimenting with the tempos because being out of the Mahavishnu, you know, different rates, you know, match different, you know, pulses. So I kind of like to play the Tony Williams classic licks faster, and then it sounds different, and it kind of turns into something a little different, maybe.
So are you kind of saying that? I mean, you're putting heavy importance on transcriptions then, whether you do it by hand or by ear.
Yes, I did both. I did a Tony Williams transcription while I was at Berkeley. I believe it was off Mr. Spock. Oh boy, what a Swiss triplet!
Yeah, you should check out. There's actually one on my page. You should check out. I think it.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's but yeah, it's on there.
And then also toward the end, I hit the microphone.
Oh really? I didn't. It's funny that because I don't really notice it.
Yeah.
Went right by.
Oh, here, you listen.
See, now that I know it's there.
And one thing that I got from Tony, how he did the hands, feet, and combinations of doubles. You know, so if you wanted to do fives, man, why do I even think I'm getting on the drums?
Oh. Okay, you're going to turn the camera? Thank you. Oh.
I had this little one exercise that I made up from Tony.
Tommy, could you turn the camera over?
Okay, so you see my drumstick pocket?
Yes.
Right.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Okay, so from doing all that, Tony Williams, I got my slippers on, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, brother, I call it one. It's just an exercise counting from 1 to 8. 1, 2, okay. 1, double 1, 2, double 1, 2, 3, double 1, 2, 3, 4, double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, double 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, double 1.
Oh, fascinating! Wow.
So that teaches you all the different combinations. If you just want two, if you're just playing twos, then you have fives. That's the part of the 1 through 8.
Right.
If you just play the threes, then you have, I think they are 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But really, you're just hearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
right.
So,
I love the sequence of it.
Yeah, that whole, I learned it just counting from 1 to 8. 1, 2. So I learned it like that. Then later I realized that, oh my gosh, that's 5 bars of 4/4.
Oh man. So that's why you sound so comfortable, and especially in that one section there.
Especially with my slippers on and not a woman.
Yeah. Well, we've been blessed with a micro lesson. Thank you for that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a good control thing, chop builder. It's basic, but it just runs a scale. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And very good for endurance. Power. Makes your doubles strong, of course. And the singles, it gives you a nice single stroke roll when you want to do that. Tony Williams,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It also strengthens your feeling for the 4-bar phrase, regardless of what you're playing. Like it locks you in. Yeah.
Right, that's right. Even though it's a 5-bar phrase, but
you can see where it sits in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It develops a good independence, especially if you want to count 5 bars.
Right.
Because the way I learned it was just counting 1 through 8 with doubles in between. 1 double, 1, 2 double, 1, 2, 3 double.
Right.
And later I found out and realized that it's 5 bars.
5 bars. Right. So that's beautiful. So just a couple more. I know I've had you all afternoon.
I love it, man. I love it.
This is fantastic. You are giving us a whole lot today. Thanks for watching my video. Really glad you did that. Subscribe and click here if you want more performance and lesson videos.